These stretches are going to be using a chair. So the first stretch we're going to do is placing the chair in front of us. Make sure the chair is nice and sturdy, taking a nice big step back. And then what we're going to be doing is pushing our chest down to the floor, trying to make an L shape through our body, okay? So chin down, looking at the floor, pushing our chest toward the floor. We're going to hold this for 30 seconds. You might feel a nice stretch along the hamstrings or right through your lower back and even into your shoulders, making sure if we can that the legs are nice and straight. When we're in this position, just making sure that we are controlling our breath and we're not holding our breath at all. So nice deep breathing in and out.
Stand up, let them feel the heat when we rise up. Stand up, come on, stand up. They can see the glow when we light up.
5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Just making sure when you do come out of this stretch, you are doing that nice and slow if you do have any history of dizziness when standing up. The next stretch we're going to be doing, again, is holding onto the back of the chair. You could do this along your kitchen bench. Okay, just making sure that it is nice and sturdy wherever you decide to be. We're going to be taking our foot, bringing our heel to our bottom and holding it as close as we can. Now we've got a few options with this. This is the most advanced option. We can grab onto the back of our pants, or third option, we could grab another chair nice and close behind us to place our foot up onto, okay? Now, we're gonna hold this for 30 seconds, and with this stretch, we wanna bring our knees nice and close together, chest nice and tall, okay? Four, 3, 2, and 1. Changing sides. Remembering we've got the 3 options here. Easiest option and most supported option. Then we can grab onto our pants. And third and final option is actually grabbing on to the foot and bringing our heel as close to the bottom as we can. Bringing our knees nice and close together, standing up tall. We're going to hold this stretch for 30 seconds. Relaxing through the shoulders as we do this. Now we should be feeling a nice pulling stretch right at the front of the thigh, okay? Of the leg that is lifted. So let's hold this a little longer. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, just relaxing that leg. The next stretches we're going to be doing are going to be seated. So making sure again you've got a nice sturdy chair. Okay, and the first stretch we're going to be doing is a glute stretch, okay, around our bottom. So we're going to place our right ankle onto our left knee. Now if that's too challenging initially, you can straighten out that leg, making sure that we are sitting forward on the chair and we're not back onto the backrest, okay? So ankle on the knee, we're going to lift our chest up nice and tall. Now the first option we can do is place a little bit of pressure down through our knee. That might give us enough of a stretch through our right glute. If not, to make that a little bit more challenging, we can bend forward from the hips. Now when I say bending forward from the hips, I'm trying to avoid the hunching. So if you do need to place your hands behind your back and bending forward from the hips, that might also help. So we're going to hold this stretch for 30 seconds, making sure you are choosing an option that's suitable for you and for your mobility. So hands can either be behind our body or out in front, placing a little bit of pressure down through that right knee. Looking forward, making sure we're not tucking our chin. A nice neutral position. Shoulders are relaxed. Focusing again on that breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to take that knee and we're going to cross our legs. Now normally I wouldn't encourage crossing legs, but for this stretch we will need to. So right leg is on top of our left. We're going to place our left hand on the outside of our right knee, and our right hand is going to go on the chair behind us. Now you might put it on the backrest or on the back of the chair, but what we're going to be doing is lifting our chest up nice and tall, and we're just going to be doing a rotation stretch here, okay? So making sure that we're not hunching through our shoulders. Chest is up nice and tall, and we're rotating to the right side. We're going to hold this for 30 seconds. Five, four, three, two, and one. Coming back to the center. We're now going to place our left ankle onto our right knee. Remembering, if that's too much of a challenge, you can straighten out that right leg if you need to lower it down. Okay. First option, okay, is just sitting in this position, placing a light pressure down through your left hand. Second option is leaning forward from those hips, remembering to keep that chest up nice and tall. You can do that by bringing the hands behind the back if that helps. We're going to hold for 30 seconds here. Chin in a nice neutral position. And just breathing through this one. Should be feeling a nice stretch right around the left bottom, left hip, around the glutes.
They try to make us separate, try to tell us that we're different. No, we ain't gonna play that game.
Keep holding this one. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly coming up. We're going to take that left knee right over top of our right. Right hand comes on the outside of the left knee, and we're going to slowly rotate, making sure we are keeping our chest up nice and tall. We're going to hold this for 30 seconds, just going to a point that suits you. Keeping the chest up tall, try not to hunch. Focusing on that breath, relaxing through our shoulders. Should be feeling a nice stretch right through your back. This is that rotation movement, really important when it comes to Parkinson's. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming back to the center. The next stretch is for our hamstrings at the back of the leg. Again, staying on the edge of the chair, we're going to place one leg out straight in front, heel on the ground, toe pointing up to the ceiling. Okay, we're going to take a nice deep breath in. As we breathe out, we're going to bend forward again from the hips, not hunching through our shoulders, and we're going to lean forward over our leg. Again, if you need to place your hands behind your back to keep those shoulders back, that's absolutely fine. Making sure that neck is in a nice neutral position, and we're leaning forward from the hips, feeling a nice strong stretch right up the back of the hamstring. This one might be particularly uncomfortable, but just holding for 30 seconds. Okay, go to the point that suits you.
I'm on a mission. No sweat in the way I step. I got a fresh new attitude. Oh, my.
Seeing if with each breath out, you can just go that little bit further into that stretch.
Oh, my. I'm leveled up, and this is my world now.
5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly coming out of that, give that leg a shake. That one's a hard one. And changing over to our left side. Leg out straight in front, making sure that knee isn't bending at all. Heel on the ground, toe pointing up to the ceiling. Hands come behind the back. We're going to take a nice deep breath in. As we breathe out, let's fold forward, bending forward from the hips until we get that nice stretch right along the hamstring. Again, each time we breathe out, just trying to sink a little bit further into this stretch. We're going to hold for 30 seconds. Relaxing through the shoulders. This is an uncomfortable one. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming back, give that leg a shake. We've got a few more. What we're now going to do is we're going to wriggle right on to the side of the chair. Again, it's really important to make sure you are using a nice sturdy chair for this, okay? If you don't have something at home, just leave this stretch. We're going to take our outside leg, so I'm going to start with my right. We're going to take it back as far as we can, okay? So my front knee is in line with my foot. I've only got one bottom sitting on the chair, and my back leg, I'm up onto my toes, okay? Now what we're aiming for with this position is to get a nice stretch right through our hip flexors, okay? So to do that, hands on your hips, I want you to tilt your hips backwards, okay? So that should bring a nice stretch right to the front of the hip. Really important stretch to hold for 30 seconds, particularly if we've been sitting for quite a while. So if we've been going for a long drive, or if we've been sitting at a desk, making sure we're regularly stretching out through our hip flexors. If you don't have a chair at home, the other option for this one is to do this standing, okay? Same position, you just don't have as much support. Okay, holding for 30 seconds with this stretch here.
Change is coming, there's a light.
And if you want to increase this stretch, you can place your outside arm up into the air. That's only if you feel you need a deeper stretch.
A new world is coming.
Tall posture. Continue to hold this one and focusing on your breathing.
See the dawn has just begun. A new home.
4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, giving that leg a shake out if it needs it. We're going to change to the other side. Remembering, if you need to do this standing, you can. Okay, so one leg out in front, the outside leg taking a big step back as far as we can get that back leg. Our front knee is in line with our front foot. Our back leg is slightly bent, okay? Hands on those hips. We're gonna tilt those hips back, okay? Getting a nice stretch right in the front of the hip here. Again, to increase this one, we can raise that arm above the head. Holding here for 30 seconds. Focusing on that breath, feeling that strong stretch right through the front of the hip in our hip flexors. Nice deep breath.
Change the world.
If we let our body relax, our muscles will relax as well.
Change is blowing like the wind.
5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming out of that one. The last stretch we're going to do for this session is focusing on range of motion through our ankle, okay? So we're just going to be placing one foot out in front. Now you can do this sitting on the couch when you're watching TV. It doesn't take a lot of effort, but all we're going to do is we're going to focus on drawing the alphabet, lowercase or uppercase, with your ankle. Now make sure we're not using our leg when we do this, okay? It's just movement directly from our ankle. So let's start writing the alphabet. You might write your name, you might write your friends' names. It's all about getting movement right through that ankle. Takes a bit of concentration too, so it might be best to do these through the abs. All right, let's change sides. One leg out straight, and let's start again, either with the alphabet or your name. Take note of the difference in control between side to side, or the difference in movement. So just being aware of your body.
Making the world a better place, one person at a time. Making the world a better.
Good. Making sure we do this most days, okay? So that's the end of our chair stretches. Stay tuned for more stretching.